Welcome and welcome back. You're watching Kier's Luxe Life, where I bring you all things fun, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, and today is no different. Today we are talking about Huda Beauty. She has come out with a new version of her setting powder. I absolutely love and adore her powder, but this one is pressed. So this is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch powder. Again, this is pressed. My typical go-to is in the shade Kunafa. So I picked up Kunafa in this one as well. Let me show you the original. They both retail for $38, at least at the time of filming this video. This is my go-to here. This is what the original loose powder looks like here. You'll see it there. And I got quite a bit in here too. Kunafa. Again, now keep in mind, this does have scent. We're definitely going to check this one out here. I don't believe the pressed version has scent, but I know a lot of people were turned off with this particular product because of the scent. Typically when I go in and I use this, I go for Kunafa under the eye, and then I go for cinnamon bun all over the face. So that is what these two beauties look like. Now, as far as color range, what they had was also 8 shades in the lineup for the pressed powder, similarly situated with the loose powders as well. So they appear to be a 1-2-1. So I decided to go for this one. General info, 8.5 grams of product or 0.29 ounces. It says it's a pressed brightening and setting powder with a 18-month shelf life. So 18-month shelf life, but it does say pressed, brightening, and setting powder. So that's the other piece to it. So it will be interesting to see how this comes out. Let's open her up. Boom. All right, so black unit carton. It is a plastic cover piece. This is what the back looks like. It is labeled, and again we see the venting there, so we automatically know there will be a sponge with it. Let's open her up. So there's a magnet. Okay, again, she does have a mirror top, you can see that there, and the item does say Easy Bake, so you will see that there. I think that's absolutely too cute. Easy Bake. So let's see how we're going to get to the bottom. All right, so right here, we're just gonna open, just gonna open her up. It's not really like a grip. So kind of like, I wish there was like a little indent where you could just kind of like pick it up and be like, whoa, not really a grip there. So that's interesting, but open it up. And again, this was the venting that I was seeing here on the bottom, and we have a cute little sponge. So that's what it looks like there. And the space is actually really, really deep. But this is the cute little sponge. I wish the little sponge had like a little mini handle where you can kind of like hold it and just kind of, just kind of hold it a bit. Okay. It does say Huda Beauty, and it is black on black, but it's very thin. Has a little, but definitely kind of what I would expect. Love the shape. It's in like a teardrop. Love the shape. So we will be trying her out today. Again, I normally go in with Kunafa. I just have on foundation today. In the Huda Beauty, I usually go for the color. All right, so I usually go in with the color Cocoa. This is 510R in the foundation. Absolutely love this foundation, but I do have to agree, she is full coverage. So if you're looking for a light to medium coverage, maybe this is not necessarily your jam. She does have the stick. I actually have the stick. I have not gotten around to trying out the stick yet. At some point in time, I will get there. But definitely, if you're not into full coverage and you're looking for something a little lighter, maybe try the stick foundation. So going with that, as well as for my shade range, color Tan in the Tan Tour. So that's what that looks like. Open it up just for reference. And that's what that is to get your, your Snatch contour. So I'm not going to use her concealer today. I do have the concealer for shade reference. I usually use Salted Caramel, but I'm actually going to go in with the House Labs. This is a newer concealer. I'm absolutely really loving this right now. I do have a full review on this concealer, so if that's something you're interested in, definitely make sure you check that out. Let's go for that. Don't want to do too much. And we are just going to blend in. A little more. Oh, there we go. So definitely have some brightening going on there. I am actually going to use the sponge that came with it. So let's try the sponge out. Usually that's not my jam, but let's try it. See, this is the whole what I'm talking about. Like you go to pick the thing up and you like you can't. It's kind of difficult to get in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I feel like I don't want to turn it over. So I guess the situation with turning it over is right now it's new, so there's no like loose powder, sediments, or anything on it. But as soon as you tap into this, some product is going to kick up, and we're to the point where you're not going to want to turn it over because you're just going to be turning over product. So am I tripping? Like, no, I'm not tripping. There's like no grit. Yeah, I don't. Huda, girl, come on, girl. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, so I'm gonna do that. Left that here. Got my little sponge here. And we're just going to tap in there. I don't know why I feel like I wish the sponge was a little bigger. The teardrop shape I think is fine. Maybe a little thicker and a little wider. All right, so tap into that. That's where we're at. Okay. It almost smells like a lipstick. It's not the scent. It's not like the fragrance. It's not like the setting powder or the foundation scent. It's not that scent. Oh, this one could just be the sponge that was in here. Not off-putting, to be honest. It smells like a lipstick. Don't really know how, but that's what it does. All right, so going in on the right side here. Again, I did no setting powder, nothing else. We're just checking out this powder here. Brightening, yes. Brightening, yes. What I will say though is, again, I feel like with the size of this, I'm having to go back in. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. The real life person in me is saying like, I'm not going to go back into this thing 15 times. I would just use the regular setting powder. Come on, what are we doing? But as far as brightening, I would agree. I'm definitely agreeing with the brightening. As far as the getting up in here with the little sponge, the sponge is okay. Again, I wish the sponge was a little bit bigger. I wish it had a little hand grip, even just to be able to slide your finger in there to just kind of hit it real quick. Because as the size of the sponge, even for me to be able to work it to do it, this is the other side of it. So the sponge is already small, right? And then I gotta hold it, and I'm holding half the sponge just to be able to use the thing. So I don't know about this, Huda. I don't know about the size of the sponge. And the sponge doesn't have, she needs a grip. So here's this piece, and I'm going to show you. Now again, it definitely is mattifying, and it says it's for brightening and setting. What I will say, just first impressions rather, is if I put on a lot of concealer, which I didn't, you guys saw I put on the first layer, blended it in with the brush, gauged it, then put on a little more because I wanted a little more brightening. If I went ham, like let's say I did the whole like lighter interior of the face and then the contour, tantour, exterior of the face here to kind of get that, kind of snatch look, I wouldn't use this to set. I would go in with the powder to set it, to make sure I had a good set, and then maybe use this as like a finishing product. But I'm not sure that I would say you would need both, because honestly, like I said, this is a holy grail in my collection, more specifically in, again, the same color, the Kunafa. And just for reference, the color looks about the same. You could argue maybe the powder is a smidge darker, but I wouldn't use both. So let's check it out. We have this side here with the boom, boom, boom. That's the right side. Then we have this side here with just the foundation and concealer that was blended out. So definitely you see the matte there, and you see some brightening, and also you get some luminosity too. You see how on this side it's kind of flat, but on the other side it's a touch more luminous. So you definitely get that there too. Here's what I will do. I'm actually going to yeah, you got to turn it upside down. So I'm going to tuck the sponge back in there, and it doesn't click in. I'm going to tuck the sponge back in there. I'm actually going to go in with a brush for this other side. So this is a Juvia's Place brush, but I absolutely love the taperedness of the situation. What I almost would equate this to is the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Let me grab it. I'm going to apply this, see how that sets, and I'm going to grab it to show you guys just for reference. So we're tapping in. That's a product there. So I'm kind of going in ham here again. All right, so I'm looking down at my mirror here, and I see the brightening. But to be honest, I think I like the look with the brush better. The look with the brush, it's more, there's powder there, but it's far more subtle. It looks, I guess, a bit more natural, and also it doesn't look as luminous. This side kind of looks like extra glowy, especially right there. And again, I have no highlighter on or nothing. I have, of course, the shadow sticks. Again, these are the Fenty shadow sticks. I have a few different colors that I'm actually doing a wear test on, so we're trying that out. But as far as the face is concerned, I have no other like highlighter product outside of the eye area. So let's grab the Charlotte Tilbury and tell me what you think. All right, I grabbed it. So this product actually reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury. They call it the Airbrush Flawless Finish. This is in the number 3. I'm gonna open it up for you. And this product is an OG product by Charlotte Tilbury. This has been out for a very long time. However, it's also a similar color. It gives a nice veil, but it's a light wash. Again, it's a more of a finishing powder. It's not a, so to speak, setting powder. Again, they call it Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. So it's also very fine. And that is almost what I get with this. Of course, the packaging is different. The price point is, of course, it's almost half the price for that. I do believe you can get inserts. So again, that's what the two of those look like. Again, this particular product I typically apply with the brush, as you see me apply on this side of the face, but that is what it looks like. I would say that the powder here by Huda is not as fine, but you get the idea. And of course, guys, definitely let me know your thoughts on this product and this review today. Are you interested in picking this particular one up? Are you stunned on the price point, considering that it is the same for both the pressed powder and the finishing powder? Would you use them together? Would you use them separate, or are you skipping it all together? Definitely let me know your thoughts. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.